Right now, 5:30, Kentucky's had a historic election day. We'll have a breakdown of the results coming up in a live report.
A measure to pass the legalization of marijuana has failed in Ohio.
Lexington police are investigating after a man was found cut and stabbed on a person's porch.
This is WKYT This Morning.
And good morning to you once again. I'm Barbara Bailey, in for Bill Bryant today. He's going to be here pretty soon, though.
You know, that is the word, right? It was a late night for him, as a lot of people who were staying up to watch the election results. And wow, what an election day it was. It was beautiful weather yesterday.
No excuse for people not to get out and vote. And I think a lot more people voted. Earlier, they had said a real low turnout. More people turned out for it. And you hope that that's how it's going to continue the rest of the week. But Micah, is that what's going to happen?
You know, it's kind of a give and take, okay? What we're going to be taking this weather for today and tomorrow. However, we got to give a day, and that's going to be on Friday when things really start to change there for the weekend. But let's talk about what's going on right now. 60s down south and 50s central and northbound. That's not a bad feel anywhere you are. Driving this morning, taking off, a really nice start at 54, no rain issues this morning. And toward noontime, right around lunchtime, you're talking about 71 degrees. For an afternoon high, that would still be nice, but we still have a little bit more to go there into the afternoon. So 75 is where we'll finish off at. Another awesome day in store. I'll take you into the next few days where things start to change for your weekend, coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you. It's a historic win for Kentucky Republicans. For only the second time in 40 years, a Republican is the next governor of Kentucky.
Matt Bevin beat Democrat Jack Conway by tens of thousands of votes. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with a look at the race and the final results. Good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca. Heading into this election, Republican Matt Bevin was trailing in every WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll. But on Election Day, his supporters showed up and elected him governor with more than 52% of the vote. The Louisville businessman who ran as a political outsider and rallied voters by asking them to vote their values is calling this a fresh start for Kentucky. When he took the stage after the win, he thanked his supporters who helped him win the hotly contested race by 84,000 votes.
What an extraordinary night this is. I'll tell you what is awesome, that this is a race that is a collective effort. You all are the wind behind us. You all were the momentum that brought this forward. You all represent those who, from east to west, from north to south, are why we indeed will be the next governor and lieutenant governor of this Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Democrat Jack Conway, the state's attorney general, said that he is not telling us at this time what his plans are next. However, he did say that he's disappointed, but he does want to continue working for Kentuckians.
To the people of Kentucky, I want to say to you, I respect your decision. I hope we can always work together in common purpose. I love our state. I love its diversity. I love everything about it. I love Kentucky. And I want to thank the people of Kentucky for the tremendous honor of allowing me to serve as the 49th Attorney General in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
The third candidate in the race, Independent Drew Curtis, says he might run for office again, but first he will release a book that details everything that he learned during this closely watched election.
I'm a novice. I've never done this before, and I'm not a politician, yet I was able to get into this race, more or less control the topics of conversation about this, and actually make a dent in the way that everything ran.
Just over 30% of voters cast their ballots in this governor's election. Curtis scooped up more than 35,000 votes. Conway grabbed about 427,000 votes, and Bevin came in with about 512,000 votes. It's a historic win for the Republicans here because he is now only the second Republican governor that the state has elected in 4 decades. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thank you, Mark. And Democrat Andy Beshear, the son of current Governor Steve Beshear, has won the title of Attorney General. He defeated Republican lawmaker Whitney Westerfield for that position with 60% of the votes. Beshear says he will prioritize fighting child and drug abuse and scams that target older Kentuckians. In the state treasurer's race, Republican Allison Ball bested Democrat Rick Nelson. Ball says previous experience will help her in the new position.
As a bankruptcy attorney, I think all the time about fixing financial problems, getting people on sound financial footing, and I am eager to use those skills in the treasurer's office to be that watchdog on our spending.
And just to our north, Ohio voters have rejected a measure that would have legalized marijuana. The proposal would have allowed adults 21 and older to use, buy, and grow certain amounts of marijuana. Ohio would have been the first state to make marijuana legal for both recreational and medical use at the same time. The proposal was defeated by a nearly 2-to-1 margin. And if you want to take an in-depth look at a breakdown, we've got you covered. Head over to WKYT.com for candidates' reactions, voter breakdowns, and interactive maps to show you exactly how Kentuckians voted.
New this morning, Lexington police are investigating after they found a man stabbed on someone's porch. This happened just before midnight on Race Street. Officers tell us the victim showed up bleeding on someone's front porch and then called police. Police say he has several cuts and they think the wounds could have been from broken glass or a knife. We're told by police that the victim isn't cooperating with them to tell them what happened.
New this morning, it was a scary night at a Lexington gas station after police were called out twice, once for a robbery and once for a fight.
Police have arrested 3 men after 2 incidents at the Thornton's gas station on Versailles Road. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is live from the gas station. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning, Barbara. And yes, the clerk at this Thornton on Versailles Road did not want to speak to us about the incidents that occurred overnight, nor did she want to be on camera. Now, at 12:30 this morning, police say 2 men entered the store demanding cash, saying that they had a weapon. They got off with money, but police say as they were responding to the call, they found the men just down the street at the Lee's Famous Recipe. Police took the men in for questioning and later arrested and charged Claude Daly and Miles Brazias with robbery. The men are being held in the Fayette County Detention Center. Now, in an unrelated situation, a couple of hours later at the same gas station, police say the clerk at the store pushed the panic button as 2 people were in the store fighting. Now, police did arrest 1 person in that incident for public intoxication. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Michelle, thank you. New information this morning. A man was taken into custody after a short chase on Angliana Avenue in Lexington. Police say they got a call about a suspicious man on South Broadway just after 9 o'clock last night. When they started looking, they saw a man fitting the description in the area and chased him to an Angliana apartment complex. Police say he threw something into a bush and officers found a gun inside. At last check, police had taken the man into custody and were questioning him about recent robberies in that area.
New this morning, the case against a Boyle County man accused of mistreating dogs will move to trial. Chris Pope and his legal team tried to reach a plea deal to settle the case against Pope, but that move was shot down, according to the Advocate Messenger. Pope will go to trial on November 20th. He faces dozens of counts of animal mistreatment, neglect, and failing to license and vaccinate his dogs. Authorities raided a home on Old Shakertown Road back in July, confiscating 11 of his dogs. Police in Knox County are investigating after a man was found selling drugs at a car wash. Barberville officers arrested Eddie Gray after getting a call about a suspicious vehicle. When they got there, they say they found Gray selling meth from inside his car. One woman who frequently uses the car wash says she was horrified by the discovery.
It's scary because if you never know what the person in the next car wash is doing. If I knew really that it happened here, I probably wouldn't come here no more because I bring my 5 kids every time I come.
Police say they also found heroin inside Gray's car. Gray's now being held at the Leslie County Detention Center. He refused to talk to us from jail.
A Bath County teen is doing much better now after he was seriously injured in a crash more than a month ago. Friends and family say 16-year-old Aaron Williams could go home in about 2 weeks. In September, Aaron was hurt when he lost control of his car. It hit a tree and burst into flames. A Good Samaritan saw the wreck and pulled Aaron to safety. Aaron will still have to go back to Cardinal Hill for treatment twice a week once he's released.
A man accused of killing a Georgia sheriff is back in custody after escaping from police during a jail transfer. Jim Edward Lowry is accused of killing Montgomery County Sheriff Ladson O'Connor. O'Connor crashed his patrol truck while chasing Lowry back in June. Investigators say Lowry slipped out of his leg shackles, used them to smash a window, and then escaped. Lowry is charged with felony murder.
The death of an Illinois police officer has now been ruled a suicide. The Lake County Sheriff's Office will hold a news conference today to discuss the death of 52-year-old Lieutenant Charles Glenowitz. He was found shot to death in September after radioing dispatch to let them know he was chasing 3 armed men. This prompted a massive manhunt for days. However, a top official told the Associated Press the bullet that killed the officer was self-inflicted.
Well, Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis is now asking a federal appeals court to overturn a judge's ruling that ordered her to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. In a new filing, Davis's attorneys say Judge David Bunning's order was a, quote, rush to judgment, which trampled her religious liberty. Davis spent 5 days in jail for defying the order. Since then, the clerk's office has been issuing marriage licenses without Davis's name on them.
And it's time now to check live drive traffic, see how things are moving out there this morning. We'll take a look and check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out. You know, here's a look at your drive times. Looking pretty standard this morning from Richmond, about 30 minutes, as well as Mount Sterling. Looking from Nicholasville at about 13 minutes, and Versailles 11, from Georgetown 15.
Gives you a good idea as you're heading out the door.
Yeah, it's
getting ready to head to work or wherever.
Yeah, good to know what you're looking at in terms of drive time.
And there's still a lot more to come this morning.
It's a sticky piece of history that's getting a fresh start. We'll explain when we return.
And we're looking at those temperatures this morning. Not all that bad. We're already above high average down in south and southwestern Kentucky, 65 degrees. Yeah, it's going to be another warm one sort of day, and I'll have that coming up next.